Was there any place that you used to like to go besides P.J. Clark's to hang out with the guys?
The Squirry.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I was so young then, I can't remember.
Imagine he knows Johnny Squirry.
Yeah. Did they have a bar in Squirry's, too? Yeah.
It was strictly a bar.
Well, I thought they had food, too.
They had food, but it was the place was you walked in and there was a bar, and that's all.
Was it a lot of people from the fight trade?
Well, Johnny Squirry was very close with me and my brother and Rocky Graziano. We were one clique.
Well, did Rocky own it or did Johnny own it? Wasn't there some of Rocky's money in there?
No.
No. It was Johnny's place.
Yeah. Rocky never got too much involved with money. He didn't like it. He didn't like to be involved with business. Rocky.
Right.
He was a swell guy.
Yeah.
He was a swell guy, Rocky.
Yeah. Because I know there was a woman there, her name was Lena. And I don't know if it was Joey's mother or family, because she used to do a lot of the cooking.
Squirry's place.
Yeah.
Johnny Squirry. He had a sister.
Maybe it was his sister. I think her name was Lena.
Probably his sister.
And she used to come into my father's store to get it was right around the corner from the restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, he sold pots and pans and wine glasses and corkscrews and everything. She used to come in sometimes. Now, I'll tell you what, my father used to love to fish. And he would go to Canada and bring back fish. And in those days, he'd pack them in dry ice. And he'd come back and take them over to the restaurant. And they would cook them. And one of the waiters would come in with a white jacket and like a towel over his hand and bring the fish into my father's store. And we'd eat them in the back of the store.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a lot of memories of that area.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Do you remember Johnny Squirry? Yes.
Yeah.
I used to take Margarita there. I was first going out with Margarita when we used to go to Johnny Squirry's.
That had fabulous food, too.
Yeah, he did have food. Yeah, he did have food.
And it was real Italian food.
Yeah.
It was like home cooking. Yeah. Yeah. Also, on 52nd Street, there was a place called the Kips Bay Boys Club that I used to go. And I started playing pool. I was 7 years old. And they let us in the pool room in the mornings up till noon. After noon, when you were a kid, you couldn't play in the pool. But at 7 years, before noon, they let the kids, because most of the serious pool players weren't even up then. They were still sleeping.
I started shooting pool, I must have been about 14, 15. And I started to stay up in the pool room every day. And I was underage, you know.
Yeah. Was that at Julian's on 14th Street?
Around there, yeah. 14th Street, around the corner.
Yeah, I love that pool room. And I remember this one guy, he was really good. And
I was a hustler.
This guy would have a little apron that he would put around him so he wouldn't get his pants and his shirt dirty. He was a very sophisticated pool player. And he was a short little guy, but ball guy, he was good. But there were a lot of hustlers in there. Yeah.
I was a hustler. By the time I was 16, I could play professional. That's how much I loved it, yeah.
How old were you when you lived in Philadelphia, Joe? Do you remember?
Well, my father went to live in Philadelphia in 1929 with the family. And I didn't go there till about 31, 32, when I was about 6 or 7. And that's when I lived in Philadelphia. When I was 6 or 7, then I was in Philadelphia 6, 7, 8, I think 9 or 10. 10 o'clock, 10 years old, I came back to New York with the family to live in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, I went to college in Philadelphia, and after living in Manhattan, we followed each other around.
He went. We went there. Yeah, no coincidence. It's unbelievable, sweetheart. Unbelievable with this guy.
Let me ask you. Well, you don't remember. When I went to Philadelphia, it was supposed to be a big city. It seemed like such a small town after living in New York.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Right, you're right.
they thought it was a big city. It was a one-horse town.
It wasn't too complicated, Philadelphia.
No.
I think there was a North Street and a
Yeah.
South Street.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're bringing your lunch up, so I'm going to leave you guys be. So thanks for the memories.
Look at this. Look at that wall.
Yeah.
Look how nice that looks,
That looks
honey.
very, very good.
He's going to get a couple more.